Yes, sir.
Okay, so it looks like as part of the plea bargain agreement, they're going to dismiss the marijuana case against you. You're pleading on the DWI. You need to understand that the DWI will go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. It's even there after you die. This is important because when you get pulled over, what do you think an officer does?
You're gonna check if I'm either high or drunk.
Well, the first thing, they're going to look at your record. They're going to see that you have a prior DWI. If they come up to you and smell alcohol or dope, what do you think they're going to do?
Be back in the same situation I am today.
Right. What we're doing today, you will now forevermore be facing a minimum of 30 days in jail. Do you understand? No more proverbial slaps on the wrist from now on. It's a minimum of 30 days in jail.
Understand.
Okay. You give up a lot of rights by entering this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you are not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, you can never change this. It will go on your record and it'll be there forever. Is this what you want to do? How do you plead to the offense of driving while intoxicated? I will find you guilty. I will send you to 3 days in jail. I'll give you credit for the 1 day that you've done. I'm going to suspend your license for 90 days. Do not drive until you get a license. Good luck, sir. Thank you.
On the third charge, I was worried about that. He's a dishwasher at Mambo's and makes $1,800. And besides every, the light, water, gas, he's got a quick cash loan, Judge, that they've had him for years. At the interest, he has to pay $450 twice a month on that.
What?
Yeah. So
For what?
for a loan that he borrowed some money, and I was just going over this.
That's insanity.
I had got a good
What
chunk
interest
of,
rate is that? 50%?
I think they said probably 40. They told me if I pay less than the minimum or don't pay past the minimum, they increase the payment wise. Before it was like
You need to
380.
get that thing paid off, man. They're
That's what
taking you
I'm
for a ride and then some. That's lunacy.
I had to fix my truck. The transmission was messing up, so I needed to borrow a good chunk of money to try to rebuild the transmission on
That's
it.
usurious.
Sorry.
That's usurious.
No, it's
Usury.
terrible. No. It's like, what? I said,
You got to go pay that thing off, man. If you got to go sell the truck to go pay that thing off, that's what you got to do.
That's what I'm thinking about because right now I can't drive. It's messing up on me now. So
even the court costs, Judge, we were, we gotta.
It would cost you more or it cost you less to take an Uber everywhere than what you're paying for that payday loan. That's
well, at this point, I'm thinking about considering a bike to take to work, so I don't gotta worry about Uber. I'm not too far from my job, so it won't be too much.
if you're paying that much money, you're better off renting an apartment close to the Mambo where you work and taking a bike and sell your car to pay off that loan. That's ludicrous.
Bike ride to my house is like 20 minutes, 30 minutes at most. Not too far. But as of right now, I can't.
Okay. But I'm going to tell you now, if you come back here with another DWI, I'm going to tell you what he's asking me to do is he's asking me to wipe $3,500 worth of court costs, fines and fees to DPS that you would otherwise be paying today. When you get a DWI second, it hits around $7,500 and greater. Get ready because you come back with the DWI, it's very possible that happens. Think before you get into a car. Even if you've had half a beer, you get pulled over, it's not going to go well. Don't get into a car, even if you've had a sip of alcohol. Do you understand? We're not going to play this game again. Okay. All right. You got it. Yeah. Okay. Yay. Are you dad? Stepdad. I'm so happy you're here. This is great. I'm going to bring him out now. And I got to say, I'm happy that you didn't bond him out. Great. He needs to learn that it's not a joke. And I think that so far he's been taking it as a joke. So essentially what we did was I had him evaluated to see what's going on in his life, what he's doing, where he's going. It's not gone well, you know. 9th grade education, got his GED, which is great, but it looks like it's just gone downhill. Coming up, Mr. Krumholtz.
I need them to slide it for me.
Guys, if you go that,
No, ma'am.
no, you
Come
can't.
on around.
Okay, it's a security
I need
issue.
one this way for me. Counselor, I need you. Step this way. There you go. All right.
So the deal is this, is that the alcohol is kind of ravaged and, we have self-destructive behavior. We've got memory loss, blackouts. From what is reported, wants to stop but can't stop kind of thing. The report says and indicates that you are to do intensive outpatient treatment program followed by supportive outpatient treatment program. I want to give you the chance to do this, Mr. Krumholtz, but I want you to understand that I'm not playing games. And that's why you are now still sitting in orange. And I'm not going to play this game with you again. I will give you but one opportunity to try to do this on your own. And if you're incapable of stopping, if you're incapable of doing it on your own, then I'm going to put you into an inpatient treatment facility. It's going to happen. It's whether are you going to be able to do it on your own? If not, then we're going to do it my way. And you're not going to like the way that I do it. But it's going to happen one way or the other. And I can extend you for the next 3 years, and I'll do it in a heartbeat to make sure that you're clean and sober. Not only does he have the case with us, but he has another one in another county. I don't know. Have you spoken to Mr. Ehrlich yet? Okay. The problem is this, is that how are you going to pay for it?
How's he gonna pay for it?
Because while he's in custody, I can pay for things. When he's out of custody, I can't pay for it. And I'll tell you, the intensive outpatient is around $500 to $600. How are you going to pay for this, Mr. Krumholtz? When is the last time you've had a job?
I haven't had work in about a month, but
Beforehand.
landscaping, like I said. Landscaping, like I said, Your Honor. And around this time is when I start doing Christmas lights. Well, my stepdad does the same thing, but I kind of learned from him, so I typically do it around the season.
There's no greater role model than a dad or a mom, really.
And you'll be able to pick up enough business to pay for,
Yes, Your Honor.
you know, pay for this.
Do you think he'll qualify for TAP funding?
I'm not sure what he reported to the probation officer. If you do another financial affidavit and see if he qualifies for that.
Okay, we're going to have you do an affidavit, financial affidavit, in hopes that you can qualify so that we can pay for it for you. If I can't, I want to pay for it for you. If I can, I will. That way you don't have to worry, because money is an additional stress that we don't need. I want him to have a device though. Okay, I want you to have a device so that I know that you're not consuming alcohol. If the one time you consume alcohol, you will get another warrant and you will stay with me this time. And I'm going to tell you now, the treatment facility, the program is a minimum 6 to 8 months if you respond well to treatment. If not, you could be potentially there for 1.5 years in a treatment facility. Do you understand? It's going to happen one way or the other. That's it. So once he's released, must have a job within 30 days. So you have your own company, or what about?
Pressure washing, exterior cleaning. We do Christmas lights about this time.
What about Mr. Krumholtz working?
So we don't have the work right now. I have 2 employees currently. It just wouldn't be fair to.
No,
cut some
and I'm
of
not
it
asking you to do anything that would, okay.
But I have told David that, in fact, for example, you have 2 weeks of parking lot striping coming up next week that, I would like him to be there. He's an amazing, amazing worker when his head is in the game. When the emotions, all those things get involved.
It's a great sign.
It gets a little more difficult, but.
That's the idea. You got to understand that this life is a journey, Mr. Krumholtz. And I'm going to tell you now, how old are you? You're 22. If you don't have any money, your life really is going to suck. Really, really bad. The divorce rate is so high in this country because one reason. No one has money. And when you don't have money, what happens? You start fighting. And when you fight, what happens? And it's a cyclical process. It's over and over and over. People fight. They have no money. They have no education. They have no way of getting money. And they can't buy anything. And then they end up fighting and they end up getting divorced. You set yourself up now and you work your ass now so that when you can go on fabulous vacation, fabulous trips, you can buy a Jaguar, you know, go to, you know, a Michelin star restaurant. Landscaping, you will have a very tough life. Unless you're able to have some kind of extravagant, really kick-ass business.
I put a lot of work into it. I'm very creative and it's something I do like to do. I slacked. I haven't been doing what I was supposed to do.
It starts with one thing, a clear head. And as he said, you're an amazing worker when you have a clear head. That's all it takes. Mind over matter. That's what it's about. So I will give you this opportunity. It's the last time. I'm not going to do this again. You test positive again. You pick up a new case. I will keep you with me for a very long time. Do you guys have anything you'd like to add or state?
His name is David. After King David, and just like King David, he had amazing, had a big heart. My son has a big heart, and he had to go through this discipline as well. And I do believe that when David decides to honor God and surrender himself to God, there's going to be a lot of things that will happen for him. But he needs to start with him wanting to be better.
When you get out of here, where are you going?
Probably back to my grandma's house.
So that's what I'm getting at, you know. I'd like to do that, and there's a couple of things that I'd like to do. I want to give him a curfew because I don't think anything good will happen in the middle of the night. I don't want you out in the middle of the night because there's nothing good that happens at 2 a.m, and I don't want you out. I want you to stay with mom so that she knows where you're going at all times. And I want you to either faithfully work or get back into school full time. If it were me, I would have you get back into school because the more education you get, it correlates the more money you make in life. That's it. You know, in life, if something was easy, everybody would be doing it. No, it's very, very difficult to be a doctor. That's why they make so much. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. Landscaping is an easy thing. That's why it's so difficult to make a lot of money in it. But if you get into school, get a great education, and you learn something that not many people know about, sky's the limit. I use this example a lot, and I know I got a lot of people waiting, but I have a friend of mine who, you know, we all made fun of because he worked at Chick-fil-A, right? But he really liked it, and he did really well at it. He started, you know, washing dishes at Chick-fil-A. He now owns 2 Chick-fil-A's, and he's making $400,000 a year, running 2 of the most successful Chick-fil-A's here in this county. Sick money he's making a year. He put his heart, put his soul into it. God, this guy's a limit. That's what's great about this country. That's what you need. And that's what's going to happen. And if not, you stay with me. You understand? So for the time being, you live with mom, you've got a curfew, job within 30 days. Let's get the TAP funding and then IOP, SOP. And then, so the other thing is that he's got the case in the other county. I don't want him traveling other than having to deal with the case in that county as well.
Which device do you want me to get, the alcohol monitoring device?
The cheapest one, probably the portable device. Yeah. If you ever have any questions, if you ever have any issues, you know where to find me. I can always help you. If you see him slipping up, just let me know or let Mr. Elick know, and we'll do everything we can to help him. If you ever have any issues, call us, stop by, send me an email. I'm happy to help you in any way. We have another guy that reached out to me yesterday, is having issues, right? So email me and we're doing what we can to try to help him. So that's what it's about. You got to communicate with us and we'll help you. All right? Okay.
Your Honor, I do have a question. Will
Sure.
there be PO reporting? Like you told me?
Every month. Absolutely.
testing and things like that.
Absolutely. I'm putting a device on him so I know that he's not consuming alcohol. He's going to have to blow into this device daily to prove to me he's not consuming alcohol. He's also going to have to take, weekly drug tests so that we know he's not, no marijuana, no mushrooms, no, nothing. No illegal drugs. You should be clean right now. Good. The next time I test you, if you test positive for marijuana, guess what happens? Right. It's not hard. Mind over matter. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for coming. All right. Good luck. Thank you, Ms. Reyes. Hey,
Hola, buenos días, ¿qué tal? Me llamo Luis Linda. Mucho gusto.
Nice to see you.
Solo mire después y le contesta nada más
Last
en
person on the
español.
very back docket.
Mírenlo ahí, por favor.
Sirium Mateo.
Mateo, eso es.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
Siri, you're not Mateo. El teléfono le está hablando al juez, ¿cómo le parece? Robot.
All right, Mr. Sirium Mateo,
Siri, Mateo,
you were charged with criminal trespass.
domicilio.
Order in the court, please.
Sin permiso.
Come to my attention that you have now picked up 2 felony
Ya ha
offenses.
tenido 2 ofensas por delito mayor. Mire el juez Blanco.
So what happened in those cases?
Trespass or in
No, in the felony cases.
felonies, so he's charged with fraudulent use of ID, so it says the officer dispatched to a Wheeler Transit Center and he observed the complainant holding the defendant on the ground. He had a verbal exchange with the complainant and then spat in the complainant's face. And once the defendant was searched,
Wait. He spat in the complainant's face?
Yes, Your Honor. And then once the defendant was searched, entered into arrest, they found a bank card belonging to another complainant.
Pertenecía a otro querellante.
And in regard to the
Y con
harassment of a
respecto al
public servant case,
caso de acoso
Get
al
upset
servidor
getting
público.
arrested?
yes, Your Honor.
Sí, señoría, no escuché lo que dijo la juez.
Let me see how that one
Vamos a
split
ver
as.
cómo se declara. Sí, mire, pues.
Is there an ICE holder?
Hay orden de detención de inmigración.
Currently, I don't see an ICE hold.
Actualmente no veo orden de detención de inmigración.
Last page on the document. We gave you a PR
Le
bond,
dimos una fianza
Zerio
personal,
Mateo.
señor
The
Sirio.
only thing I asked you
Una cosa que yo le
is don't get in trouble.
no se metan
You've
problemas,
now picked up 2 felony cases.
casos por delito mayor.
As a result, I'm now going to revoke your bond and I'm going to raise it to 5,002. If you are able to bond out, you must appear here the next day.
El siguiente día, mire, pues, la cara del
Looks like your bonds up in the felony courts are set around 15,000. You guys show an immigration detainer? You do not? Okay. So far, there's no immigration detainer and I don't know. Ernesto, the felonies are set for 11/14. You want to set them for after? Or closer to? What would you like?
I can do the 15, Judge.
Yo puedo ser 15,
Yeah, it's up to whatever you'd like. 11/15 would be,
19 del mes.
it's a Friday, so,
Yeah, the 19 fine.
okay. All right, so you know that's what's expected of you, Mr. Zerium. If you bond out, you must appear here the next day
Al siguiente día,
so we can give you bond conditions.
para poder darle sus condiciones de fianza. Pero, ok.
Mi hermano.
Solo mire,
Oh,
pues.
Your Honor, as it's pledged, so the complainant that he spit in the face of
Was
is
that-
the public servant, yes, and then the complainant of the fraud
La
case is the
querellante
one
del
that
caso
owned the card that was
es el
found
dueño
on
de
the
la
defendant.
tarjeta que se le encontró en posesión del acusado. Señor, le voy a pedir por última vez, solo mire el juez.
Esa tarjeta la encontré nomás en el
Ok,
cielo.
muy bien. Lo dice con el oficial.
Síguelo.
Judge, we're trying to do a pre-qualifying with you. This is involving Jennifer Gonzalez. Okay. I don't know how to be as succinct, but I'll try to be as succinct as I can. The court may recall that she has a PCS that's arising in the same incident that was over there. James Mount and Melissa over the Rick Court and I, we had a powwow yesterday for about 35, 45 minutes to try to decide what was going to happen here. And I'm trying to short circuit things. At the end of it all, we come out this morning. They're going to dismiss the PCS as long as she pleads here. They're allowing her to plead to a time served over here.
I'm not on the second. Sorry,
If you.
not on the second.
That's.
No. If she wants a PTI or if she wants a probation, okay. I think 30 is what we typically do on a second, but not time served.
Now, the first one was some time ago, Judge, like.
I understand.
Years ago.
I get it. But,
So,
and she had violations while she's on, right?
well, there weren't violations that couldn't be excused or explained because what happens is she takes Adderall. And so that's what I think the issue was.
No, I'm sorry, not on that second. And it's not just you, it's just, I have before, and people have ran, like literally the week after, they wrapped their car around the pole.
So
And
if I can, and it may or may not impact your decision, you know, she does not have a license, does not drive. Okay, she has that scooter that she's on that we talked about that's under 8 horsepower, whatever it is.
is it one of those Costco scooters that you cannot take on the street?
Yes, you can't really get on the street with it, Judge. It's not one of those, and she has a license and has not had one. Okay, now I know there's going to be an imposition of a suspension of any license that she may have. I know that will be coming at her. The big issue with the probation, because that's one of the things that we first had talked about. She has to take care, and she's the sole provider for an elderly father. She doesn't drive, is unable to drive him back and forth and everything, but he depends like 100% on her. Now, my concern with the probation, and it was the thing that we kind of tossed about yesterday, is if she's forced to be in a position of making a decision of doing something for her dad versus appear for a urine test or appear for an office visit or something like that, she's going to defer and say, I'm going to take care of my dad. My dad's life means more than me reporting.
Probation will never interfere with anything that someone has to do for work, caring for another person. They will always work around. So if she gets called in for a drug test, all she has to do is say, hey, I can't come, you know, I can come tomorrow. They're not going to agree, right? But it's got to be something reasonable. The next day, perhaps a couple hours down the road, but they're never going to leave you high and dry to where they're going to do anything like that. I can allow, if she does well, after the first couple months, I can allow virtual reporting as well, so that she can report via Zoom. You know, if she's doing well, she will still have to, you know, I mean, she's going to have a guardian interlock, right? Because that's what we do on all probations, especially on the second. So
she doesn't have a vehicle, doesn't drive, doesn't have a license.
She'll have a portable.
There's a monitor on her. Can I have her come forward?
Sure.
Come forward, since I was, you know, my.
I get, she's got a monitor ankle and I'm paying for it now, right?
And it is killing her leg.
We'll take that off. We'll give her a portable device.
That has to be modified because it doesn't look good at all.
Her looks is the least of my concern.
It's painful, Judge, what I'm saying. It's painful.
Hello, Judge.
Hi.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good, sir. Thank you.
What we had discussed, Judge, just so in the interest of full disclosure analysis, we're talking, Marissa had agreed to have a plea to the DUI probation with the terms, including the treatment that's to be recommended by the TRAs and all this type of stuff, which we had agreed that would be one of the ways to resolve it. And that would still have them dismiss the PCS. But once we talked about the idea of setting her up for failure, if you would, I wasn't comfortable that she would be able, or this court might even be able to accommodate issues that would arise because she couldn't either get to her meeting or
We can always accommodate, always. There's never a way that we can't. Never doesn't work in our vocabulary. And the thing that I want you to understand is that I don't, you now, once you plead, if you plead to this, it's going to go on your record. It is now a second offense. And the last thing we want is for you to graduate to felony status to where you're looking at 2 to 10 in the penitentiary, right?
Yes,
And I need, and I want to make sure that you understand that there are consequences to behavior. you need to understand that if you ever get in a car, you smell like alcohol, you smell like dope, they're not going to care whether you're spilling, fall down ass drunk, where you've urinated yourself, whether you're vomit. It doesn't take that for them to file a felony charge on you. Even the faintest smell of alcohol, the faintest droopy eyelids, the faintest sway in the wrong way, they're going to charge you with a felony DWI. And now you're looking at up to 10 years in prison. I, at all costs, want to make sure that that doesn't happen. And in my experience, what I've seen when people have too easy, right? It never works out well. And I don't think that a time served on a DWI second is appropriate. I understand that you may take care of other people. I understand that you may have life issues. Actions have consequences. You not only have this DWI second, but you also have a felony possession of a controlled substance. He's worked a tremendous deal where they're going to dismiss the felony case. I'm going to tell you now, anytime you can avoid a felony, you're winning. Anytime, it doesn't matter. Because once you get that felony conviction, I cannot tell you how many doors that closes. And not only just from potential work, but I'm talking issues with the state, being able to get state resources, funding for things like food stamps, perhaps lose the right to vote. Just, it really closes a lot of doors. And I want to make sure that that doesn't happen, you know? So, we usually, now this is a second, you by law must do 5 days in jail as a condition to probation, right? I don't know if you guys have worked out an agreement where they're going to waive that and plead it down to a first, thereby waiving the jail time, but there's mandatory 5 days in jail as a result of this. That's what you need to understand, which is the other consequence of this. Now, if they're willing to do that, I'm certainly okay with that, but time served. And the probation, if you do well in the beginning and you show us that we can trust you, we will allow you to do virtual reporting through Zoom. But we have to know that you're going to do well. There are not going to be any issues. And most importantly, you're not going to use.
Absolutely.
Because that's what matters.
Yes, sir.
All we're trying to do here is make sure that you don't take a life on the road. So that you have enough of a crappy experience here that 15 years down the road, when you're placed in a position where you're intoxicated out there, man, should I get this car? I had such a miserable time in court with that Judge Fleischer. God, I never want that experience again. That's the idea.
Yes,
because
sir.
I want you to remember me 20 years from now when you're in a position of vulnerability where you make the right decision.
Absolutely. Yes.
And hopefully with the probation, we get you understand.
Absolutely, sir. I agree. It's fine.
Now, you have a probation officer, right? Your probation officer is always willing to work with you. If they call you in for a drug test and you're in some kind of situation where you can't, you let them know. We will give you the line to Shatoria here. She's absolutely an angel, is always willing to help you out. We can give you a direct access to her. Or if you have a problem, call us, call me, call her, and we will work something out.
Sure.
But there's never a way that we can't work something out. There's always a way. There's always a way. Always.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
Give me a minute or two to
No
talk to
rush.
my judge.
No rush. And I mean, your case, Ms. Knowles, it's only what, like 140 days, right?
We'll have it over today, Judge.
Or you don't have to.
But I think we're at that point, so I think just a little conversation, I think we should be able to get.
Okay. For sure.
And I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate you.
Acetone and other things will interfere.
It can, Judge, but I mean, the Scram device itself has an environmental tampering test. Like it will, the Scram device itself does a test internally to see if there are environmental factors that are affecting the Scram device. If there is an environmental factor that has affected it, as in he's a painter and there's some sort of paint that's got alcohol in it and it detects that, it will notice that it's not from sweat and it will not accept that as a TAC reading. In this case, it's not what it shows. There's a confirmed tamper event for about 12 hours and there is a confirmed TAC reading, but they can't actually confirm it because something was either stuck in the leg or it was removed entirely. So to me, this is a clear tamper and it meets the range for a tamper. It wouldn't even show that it's a tamper if it didn't meet the criteria range that Scram identifies.
Ricardo, he's saying it's a 12-hour tamper that could be, so are you telling me that it could not read his leg for 12 hours?
So it was reading it and read at that spike, and they won't state the actual level due to this.
Well, I understand that.
But the duration of the tamper was stated as 12 hours and I believe some odd minutes. So it wasn't able to either get a reading or get an accurate reading during that entire duration.
Did he have something in his leg? Like, I mean, a piece of paper in between his ankle and the device.
I mean, he very well could have, but there's no way of knowing, of course.
But the time is the biggest concern, Judge. If it's like, oh, it shifted on the leg and it couldn't detect sweat for a little bit, that's not a tamper. This is a 12-hour thing. It's clear that he's doing something to tamper with the device.
Ricardo, what say you?
Judge, I would ask how Michael knows the information that he is stating. How does he know what a tamper is considered? Has he been even trained by the Sentinel people? Why is he making these representations as fact? I would ask
Ricardo. I'll tell you, Ricardo, I've done around 12 11B hearings, all of them successful, where I had Ronald Grant come testify about what the Scram results are, how they are, what they do to get to the results. So I've done multiple hearings regarding Scram devices, Ricardo.
Thank you, Michael. And that's what I'm asking for, Judge. I would ask for a hearing to have somebody come and testify. That's all I'm asking for. Not have Michael testify.
Why isn't he here, Ricardo?
Judge, I got notice of this yesterday when I saw the email in the afternoon. I tried to move this to next week. After I was told it wasn't going to be moved, I made contact with him and let him know what's going on. I don't want to say why he's not there today. I'm in a position where I need to make representations to the court, and so I'll just leave it at I let him know that there's a court setting today, and the issue is notice. I mean, this note I let him know like at 5 in the afternoon yesterday, Judge. I mean, we got notice of this yesterday, and he's expected to show up today during the holidays.
Have the person come on Monday to testify to the Scram?
Yeah, I can reach out to one of the case managers.
Do we have to subpoena them, don't we?
Yeah, it'd be Ronald Grant, Judge. He's the one that comes and testifies.
Do you mind subpoenaing him? Can you?
To come on Monday, I don't know if he would respond to it, Judge. I have a personal relationship with him. He might, but I mean, it's right after the holiday, so I don't know if he would on such short notice.
Can you reach out to someone to come on Monday so we can figure out, is it a true tamper? What's he doing to the device?
Yes, Judge. Let me reach out and see what I feel about that.
Well, I will say, Judge, there's no way, like Ronald won't be able to tell you. And what he'll be able to tell you is it meets the criteria in the Scram report for what a tamper is. And that's all he's going to be able to tell you. And you're going to have to decide yourself whether you believe that the defendant tampered with the device or not.
Ricardo, I will give you the benefit of the doubt. He's got to bring his ass here on Monday morning, 8:30 in the morning. And if he fails to appear Monday morning, I will 100% revoke his bond. No ifs, ands, or buts.
Judge, if I may, Judge, my understanding is we could easily do a hair follicle test to see if alcohol is going to pop up. I don't know what kind of services pretrial services provides.
We don't
But-
offer a hair follicle test on our end at least.
They don't do hair follicle tests here.
Well, Judge, the only thing I can say about this, thank you for having a hearing on this. This isn't the first time you've heard of the problems with the Scram device. And so all I'm asking for is before you do anything on it is let's have a hearing and let's
Yeah.
figure out what happened.
Ricardo, I will tell you, it would probably behoove him to do whatever he can proactively to show, but him coming up here and telling me that he's just, I don't know. I get a lot of people that try to sell,
Well, it's two things, Judge. Sometimes it's people that, are drinking, but sometimes it's the device messing up, and I'm just trying to figure it out.
The problem is it's our second DVR. We're on number 2 now,
Right.
So we'll set it for Monday. He has to defend it, he has to be here. I'm setting it for bond forfeiture. If he fails to appear, there's no excuse.
Okay, I'll let him know, Judge. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right. Judge, real quick.
Sure.
Hey, so are we going to be ready for a hearing on Monday, or it's just he shows up
Ready.
on Monday?
Be ready. No, be ready.
Okay, perfect.
You want
Sounds
a
good.
hearing? I'm giving you a hearing on Monday.
Sounds good. Thank you.
You asked for it, you're getting it.
Sounds good. Thank you, Judge. Appreciate it.
Okay.
All right.
Are you ready?
Instead of the going in a lot, they're gonna, instead of going in like, they're gonna do a
Portable
portable
device,
device.
no
So
problem. Yes, that's fine.
Thank you.
Ms. Gonzalez, I want you to understand one thing, that it's not you, it's not your lawyer. He's done a great job and has zealously advocated on your behalf. But on a second DWI, we have proverbial slaps on the wrist for DWI first, right? I get it. People make mistakes. It happens. We all make mistakes in life, right? But you can't continue to make the same mistake and expect the same result and reward, right? Because the proverbial slap on the wrist, the so-called time served, right, is exactly what it is, because you're supposed to do jail time on a DWI, right? And when you're walking out of here, and there's no jail time, it's basically, it's kind of like a reward, right?
Absolutely.
But you can't continue to pick up DWIs and expect rewards. We don't work like that. We don't operate like that. And we want you to learn. And believe it or not, I really care for you. And I want to see you succeed. I want to see you do well. But no more proverbial slaps on the wrist. There now is a lot of baggage that you're going to have on your back following today and for the rest of your life. After today, you're going to have these 2 DWIs on your record. Like I've been harping on you over and over, you get into a car, the slightest smell of whatever it is, they're probably going to take you down and charge you with a felony. And if you thought this was expensive, if you thought this was bad, wait till you get upstairs. There are judges up there that just watch out. Now, you guys have worked out an agreement. They're offering you 180 days in jail to be probated for 16 months. As part of the conditions, you will do thinking for a change. You will do a repeat offender DWI education class. You will do 2 victim impact panels. You will also do a TRAS, which is an evaluation to see what other conditions you may need.
She's completed.
And recommended even for a change.
Okay, well, okay. I'm surprised to know, no outpatient, no, not necessarily residential, but no outpatient treatment at a minimum. Typically in these cases, when we see these, they usually order, intensive outpatient treatment or supportive outpatient treatment, which is kind of like like AA-ish type issue. So regardless, if that's what they think, then that's what they think. I'm going to follow it. So that's what you must do. No breath test refusal. So if you're pulled over in a car and an officer asks you to submit a breath test, you must do it. If you don't, you're in violation of the probation. 30 hours of community service and a guardian interlock. Do you have children, Ms. Gonzalez?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I think that you probably be better served to do instead of the dumbass community service, to do like a parenting class, because I think that has more value than just working on the street. Now, like I said, all we want you to do is learn from this, take these classes, take it to heart so that you don't ever come back.
Yes, sir.
If you do well, after some time, I will allow you to report via Zoom, okay? You got to also understand that when you're doing these probations, these probation officers have your life in their hands, right? If you are nice to them, crack a joke with them. If you're their first appointment in the morning, you're probably going to get someone on their good side. If you go in there at 4 PM, you've got a bunch of excuses, right? They're probably not going to be happy. They're going to be irritated. They're going to want to go home. Don't expect any good thing. In life, that's how it goes. If you're nice, you get more with honey than you do with vinegar.
Yes, sir.
Same thing with a probation officer.
Gotcha.
You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. So once you plead guilty, you can never change this or undo this.
Yes,
If
sir.
you violate this probation, I'm going to issue a warrant for your arrest. We're going to put you in jail, bring you back out, talk about if you violate your probation. If you do, you're looking at 180 days in jail.
Yes, sir.
You understand?
Absolutely.
How do you plead to the offense, ma'am? I will find you guilty. I will follow the agreement. Is there an accident in this case, Michael?
No, Judge.
Okay. I have to suspend your license. I'm going to suspend it for a year. Do you have a license now?
No, sir.
Okay. I think that that's probably what we should also do, is try to get her license. Have you ever had a license?
I did have a license. It got suspended with the first DUI. And back then they had a bunch of extra fees. It was the
Surcharges.
Yeah, so I wasn't able to get it back because it was so high. Then they canceled all that out. I had just finished paying off everything to reinstate my license 2 weeks maybe prior to this happening here.
Michael, do you mind running her license?
Yes, Judge.
Did you handle the ALR hearing by chance?
I did not. There was
Okay,
nothing to handle.
On a subsequent, it's usually a 2-year license suspension when it comes with regards to the ALR. So it may very well that you may have a 2-year license suspension.
I do see that she's not eligible, Judge.
ALR,
Yes.
2-year. I mean, it
says-
depends what happened with the first ALR too.
Well, it actually says that she was suspended because due to no insurance. It says surcharge due, no insurance.
You know when that was, sir?
Did you get a ticket for no insurance?
No, sir. I haven't gotten pulled over. This was the first time in many years.
Let's make sure.
I just know that it began September 15th of 2024, the suspension. And the end date, I think this is like in perpetuity until she gets something fixed.
Here, Lonnie, do you mind giving me that piece of paper? This is the driver's license division. The number, will you make sure it's 2600? I don't know if she can read that. I kind of wrote it funky.
It's 2,600.
It's 2600. That's the number to the driver's license division for DPS. Call them and then they can tell you what you need to do to get your license. But you need to get your license.
Okay, yes, sir.
Just, you got to get it.
I'm allowed to go get it if I can.
Yeah, of course. But
Thank you, sir.
before you just go do anything, call them first. And when you call them at 7 a.m. Don't call at 8. Don't call at 9. Don't call at 1 because you'll never get through. As soon as the phone line's open at 7, that's when you call.
Yes, sir.
All right. Any questions?
No, sir.
Judge, there was a couple of things they were asking for the guardian interlocks. She does not drive or anything like that. And she has the monitor on now that's uncomfortable. Can we give her the portable device for now?
So, no. I want to switch it from the Scram to the portable.
Okay.
So, but first get the portable, then we'll take off the Scram.
Okay.
So we want to make sure that you're not using, and the best way, first get that one. As soon as you do that, we'll take the other one off. But we want to make sure that you have that one on first. So yeah, one of the conditions on this probation is that you maintain a guardian interlock. Now, because you're not driving, understand that you're going to be signing an affidavit today, promising me you're not going to drive. Do not drive. I don't care what your excuse is. I don't care what's good. If there's a burning building, it doesn't matter. Just don't drive. Okay.
The other thing, Judge, and this is our way of refreshing the court's recollection, and there's been no alcohol that was found either in the results from the lab, and there's never been any alcohol associated with this particular DWI. This is one that was based upon some drugs, not even a synergistic type of a matter. It's simply it was drugs. So just so the court will be aware, there was zero alcohol system as a result of this.
Okay. Remember, DWI is not just alcohol. If you take too much NyQuil, what happens? Right. Anything where it affects the normal use of your mental and or physical faculties. Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that's it.
That's it. And just so you and I know how serious you take these matters, and I don't want to belabor it, but the idea is that we had already put in place. Do you have Brittany's card with you?
It's in my folder.
Okay. So we had already dealt with the writ court people. There's a program director, Brittany, I can't remember her name now. But no, that's okay. We have a card and thing. So treatment was going to already be a part of this agreement, independent of a formal writing. But I think this is the best thing to do in this circumstance.
When's the last time she's been tested? Have you done a test late? Yeah, we need that too. Now, Mr. Knowles, we have one more thing, the surcharge.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna ask that be waived. There's no way that she can afford those things at all. If I need to prove it up, you need to prove up on it. Or
what do you do for a living?
Take care of my father at home.
Do you get paid by the state for doing that?
No, sir, because I live with him. I don't know what that's what they told me.
How do you get money? How do you survive?
I mean, he gives me whatever I can, and he gets money from Social Security retirement.
What does he get?
$2,600 a month, something like that.
So you guys share that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, Mr. Knowles, I'll waive the DPS surcharge.
Judge, the last test was on September 19th.
Negative?
I believe what it tested positive for was a prescription that she currently possesses.
Okay, all right. Yeah, just stay clean. That's all we're asking. Okay, all right.
Waiving supervision, please, sir?
Sure. Yeah, it's not about the money. It's never about the money.
I know, sir.
Just doing what you say you're gonna do
Absolutely.
in the time that you're supposed to do it. All right, guys.